Welcome everyone to our middle school spring concert for our strings program. Welcome. The students have been, thank you. Yes. The students have been working so hard this year and have achieved a lot, and I hope that you will just absolutely love what you hear from them tonight. It takes so much work to learn how to play a stringed instrument, and all of these students are doing an amazing job, and it takes so much work behind the scenes and so much dedication from each one of them and also from their parents. So I thank you all so much for supporting them on this musical journey that they're on. We're going to begin with our advanced girls group tonight, and we have two pieces for you. The first one is a fun tango. It's so fun to play Latin music, and we even have some percussion with us, played by Mrs. Wright over there. And then after we play that really fun piece, we're going to play a piece called Mystery March, which was written by one of our advanced string players. Her name is Anne Berkeley Hark, and she is a fabulous violinist, a pianist, and a composer, and she takes lessons in all three of those things, violin, piano, and composition with a composition teacher. And she wrote this piece specifically for our group, and for the past 2 years, she's been working with us as a group and with her teachers to kind of refine that piece so that it's really playable, and we've all learned a lot in the process. Unfortunately, Anne Berkeley has been looking forward to this for 2 years, and she got sick today. So, I know, it's really sad. She normally would be here, so we really miss her, and we're going to be playing her piece, and I hope that she's watching the live stream, and she can be really proud of all the work that we are doing with that. So, without further ado, we will start with our advanced girls.
Thank you.
also stepped in at the last minute and learned the violin solo when Anne Berkeley got sick. So both of those girls played beautiful solos. Congratulations. Okay, and now we'll move on to our large ensemble of the evening, the middle school strings that are both intermediate girls and all the boys are going to join us. I'll just say to the students that your names are written on the stand, so come on up and find your seats, and we'll reset and then go on with the second half of our program. Our first piece is paying tribute to the way that we all started learning our instruments. Most of these students started in the second grade or earlier. Some of them are more new starting people. Some of them are started a little later, but most of them second grade or earlier. And one of the first pieces that they ever learned was Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. So we're taking it back to the start, and we're playing an arrangement of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star that is for all levels, beginner, intermediate, advanced, and it's called London Twinkle. And they also, all of them memorize this piece. So not only is it like back to their early days of playing, but they all have it memorized. So we're gonna start with London Twinkle. And then after that, we'll move into Halo, themes from Halo 3, which is our video game music. And next, we'll play Appalachian Hymn, and then our last piece tonight will be momentous and monumental. You all have programs, but I didn't mention that we're playing the Grotto as well. everyone. Students, you may sit down, and before we go to our reception, I just have a few short awards to give out to some extraordinary students. All of you are extraordinary, and you did a wonderful job tonight. Congratulations again. What a successful concert. I'm so proud of each of you. I would like to just give some extra recognition to those students who auditioned for the regional orchestra. It's called Central Regional Orchestra. It's open to 7th, 8th, and 9th grade students only. And we had 3 of our middle schoolers audition this year, and all 3 of them got in to the regional orchestra. Please come up and receive your CRO trophy. Hannah Harris, Reagan Harris, and Charlotte Dorsey. And why don't you just turn this way in case anybody wants to take a picture of you with your trophies. I don't know if anything, but there they are. Congratulations, guys. You may have a seat. I am going to have to ask some of you to come back up, though. We also had, in addition to these 3 girls, we had 2 9th graders that also auditioned, and they also got in. So everybody from our school who tried out made it into the regional orchestra, which is amazing. So something for you all to look forward to in 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. You can do that audition. It's really fun. And then lastly, I just want to honor our 8th graders who have been playing their instruments all of these years. They really serve as leaders, both in their level of maturity, their behavior, the way they treat others in the middle school, and just leading by example through their character and also through their musicianship. And it has been so amazing to teach all of these 8th graders for the past couple of years that I've been here with the Saints, and I just would like to have all of them come up and be recognized, and I've just got an 8th grade medal for each of you. So please come up when you hear your name. Riley Millay. And maybe let's hear the applause until the end because I've got quite a few. Hannah Harris, Charlotte Bakes Norris, Reagan Harris, Catherine Purdy, Henry Bennett, and Jack Bott. And let's stand in a line right here, and we can have another little photo opportunity. Yes. So hold up your medal and smile, everybody. Or wear your medal. And let's hope this is just the midpoint for all of you, and you've got all of upper school to continue growing through your musical life here at St. Catherine's and St. Christopher's. Congratulations, 8th graders! So thank you so much. Let's also just give a big round of applause, and orchestra, you can tap your feet on the floor to applaud for the parents for supporting. So thank you, parents. Thank you so much. Oh, that's so sweet. Thanks, Riley.
This is our award for our amazing teacher.